Well, I was definitely familiar with the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and after I found out about this, I read the book. Um, but our show is kind of a character study of her rather than a prequel to One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It's taking her kind of out of context and giving her a whole new life and backstory. So, my character is completely invented for this. But he does tie into her psychologically because I won't give away too much, but there's an early connection that they have that becomes torn, and it sort of affects both of them in really, really different but equally severe ways. And so I just thought the concept from the outset was really, really cool, and then once I started reading it, I was like, oh, this is what they're going for. It's more about how she became who she is, and it's also really about the mental illness and what that means and how we treat it, and who gets to call who insane or sane.
Yeah.
Good answer, man. That was good. It's I accepted the invitation because when Ryan invites you to play, you go, yes, please. And the character he gave me is someone I've never played before. Before I met Ryan, and before I got invited in his world, I've been playing a lot of terrorists and drug dealers and all that. But the characters that he's given me are, not even it's not even specific to who I am, but just a person living in a world. But for this role in Ratched to actually recognize my culture, that was amazing. That was just a treat. Nurse Ratched, I'm familiar with her because of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but it's that, like Fen said, it's different from that movie because it's a character study of how a person or questions actually of why a person, what kind of monster lives in a person's mind, and how did it get there? Yeah.
Cool. Another question for the both of you. What do you think will surprise viewers the most about the series outside of, we're building this kind of Mildred Ratched that not many people are familiar with. We're starting from scratch. So outside of that, what do you think will surprise people the most about watching the show?
To me, what's surprising and sort of thing I haven't seen before is, there's like a lot of showing and talking about lobotomies and about different treatments that they used for the mentally ill, and what they classified as mentally ill. Even homosexuality was in the book of mental illness for a long time. And so I think that's to me just a really interesting social thing that it's bringing up as a whole. And so there's a lot of sensational stuff. There's a lot of big, wild things that happen, but at its core, it's about something really, really foundational, which is how we treat and talk about and define mental illness.